All right, guys, welcome back to Investing in Estates. I am Jackson Stanford.
I'm Kailey Fuzy.
And we're both buyer's agents here with Keller Realty at the Beach team. Last week, we talked a little bit about, that beginning process of becoming a buyer and getting on board. And today we're going to jump in finding that property down here on the Emerald Coast and kind of what that looks like. Kailey, what's kind of the first step with that?
So like you said, last week we covered the very first step. So we're going to go more in depth towards the ending stages. So what we're going to do after we get your criteria and that signed buyer broker agreement, which we talked about in our last video, we're going to set you up on an MLS Drip. So basically this is an automated email service. What we do for you is we go in and input all of your criteria, from buildings to Gulf front or not, bathrooms, bedrooms, and anything and everything that meets your criteria. And these, the MLS Strip is going to automatically send you these properties as soon as they hit the market. So you'll be notified immediately. You'll be one of the first people to see these properties when they hit the market.
Yeah, and to circle back to our last video, that's why that investor starter guide was so important, because that really helps us pull all of your criteria as far as where you want to be, house, condo, all that stuff, financing, any of that stuff is valuable to us, because when we start up this drip, we're going to go into the MLS and basically pull properties that meet that exact criteria. And so having that from the jump gives us this head start on finding your place down here. And, once we get that MLS Drip started.
And another cool thing with that MLS Drip is your time frame. So whether you're 3 years out or a week out, we're going to be able to tailor your criteria on that automated email. So if you're 3 years out, we can, as you get closer to your purchasing date, we can kind of narrow down that criteria. And so it's all based on your preferences. So when you do get closer to purchasing property, we're going to start identifying those and helping you identify those based on your goals. Yeah,
that's 100% right. What's great about that MLS Strip is you get so many properties, so many times, so much, so often. You start picking your favorites, and then when you really start picking your favorites, that's when we can really start doing our job as far as, hey, we can pull those numbers for you. We can find out what your cost to owns are going to be. We can get rental projections. That's a huge thing that we have an advantage of here is with our sister company, Beach Days Vacations, we can have them pull renter projections based on what they do for condos like that. And so we can also, once we have that, we can basically determine your annual ROI as far as your operating income with your cost to owns, as far as your HOA, your insurance, your taxes, all those other costs that come with owning something down here on the Emerald Coast.
So our game plan after we identify those 3 properties that meet your goals for investing or owning a property here at the beach is we're going to schedule a time for you to either come down to the area and view these properties, or most of our investors aren't able to come in town to even see the properties. What we'll do is we'll go in and we can do FaceTime showings, we can do videos, we can look at the property ourselves and honestly be honest with you on whether we recommend this condo or not.
Yeah, and I really, really love our approach, because in the past, Kailey and I have all shown properties where you get there, they love it, then you go run the numbers and they're like, well, I really liked it, but it's just not in the budget. What we do here is completely different. Every property we're going to go take you to see has already been vetted, already been agreed on between us and you, the buyer, that these numbers work for you. And so when we go out, we show you 3 properties. You are basically just picking your favorite because all 3 are going to work for you financially.
Yeah, exactly. We're not going to spend all day running around looking at multiple properties. Some of y'all are on vacation and y'all have other things y'all want to be doing. So we're not going to waste your time, and we're going to definitely get you into a property that you love and the numbers already work.
Yeah, and so once we identify that property, we're going to get a number in our mind, a number in your mind, and we're going to agree on that. And Kailey and I will come back to the office and we'll start writing up that contract for you. And then we start moving into, getting under contract. And that's a lot of counter offers, a lot of negotiation between the listing agent and the seller. And what's great is we always have great communication with our buyers throughout this whole process. So you are a part of this whole journey with us. We're always open. We're always communicating what we're hearing on our end. And then we get to that property under contract, and then we start moving to being under contract. So Kailey, once we get this property under contract, can you speak a little bit about how we make that process even easier for the buyer?
Yeah, definitely. So we are, of course, buyer side the entire way, but we have a closing team who specializes in doing this. So they know the ins and outs of what closing looks like. They have had 1,400 successful closing, which means 1,400 successful negotiations, renegotiations, inspections. And when I mention inspections, we also have a a list of recommended inspectors. So our closing team really works close with you to help make that process smooth and easy.
Yeah, I think you said it nail on the head there. So why we're making this video, to be transparent with prospective buyers, to show them our process, how we like to do things, and how we've been successful in the past with taking buyers from that first initial fill out this starter guide to them getting the keys to a new property, and just how we make that easy for them the whole way, how we're transparent with them, how we show them what we're doing behind the scenes, and ultimately how we make things easy to get your place here on the beach.
Exactly. Great point. That's what we do here. You're not only getting Jackson or I, you're getting an entire team of us. We all have lots of experience, and this is what we specialize in. Whether you're an investor, a buyer, whether you're in state or not in state, we're definitely going to make that easy for y'all and stand by your side the entire time.
Awesome. Thank you, Kailey.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I'm Kailey Fuzy.
I'm Jackson Stanford.
And we'll see you guys next week.